Isn't this interesting? Hi. uh, you may know me, you may not know me, but do you think you know me? That was really stupid. I apologize for that. Hi. So, my name is Drew Nicholas. I'm pretty sure you know that already because you probably clicked on this if you knew me. Uh, this is not something that I've normally done before. It's weird. It's a little weird because usually when a video comes out on this channel, it's pre-recorded. Not this time. And the reason why is because this is something that I've really wanted to do for a while, but decided never to do because I am a big old scaredy cat. I'm fully ready to admit that to everybody. I'm a big old scaredy cat, and I don't take risks, and I don't do things against the grain, things that make me uncomfortable, that should make me uncomfortable. Going live on a YouTube stream makes me uncomfortable, so I don't do it. I pre-record. And yeah, it's weird to do this by myself live. Usually people don't do these by themselves live. But I don't know what this is. I've just hit record and I've just decided, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I mean, usually I use these things. You see me with these things on pay-per-view watch-alongs or on my show with Joe Pearl on Fightful Overbooked. But I'm not listening to anybody. So what do I need to use those for? Hopefully, hopefully I'm coming out okay. I didn't know that hitting the microphone was going to mute me. Um, so yeah, I've never seen what this looks like. Even being the host of a live stream, I've never seen what you can see. I can see a like. Thank you for that, whoever that was. It wasn't me. I can tell you that because it just popped up. I've never seen end stream. I've never seen the little green dot that I guess means microphone level. Hopefully you can hear that. Uh, I don't know how to. I don't think I can pull up messages. I don't even know how to do that. Thank you, Ryan Sullivan. It was you. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm also not on like Streamlabs or something. That's something that I really want to get into. Ryan, you can hear me, right? I sound good? Just like let me know since you're here. uh, it's because usually I don't know if you saw. Okay, good, because I usually use these and they sound different. They're gaming headset I got like over a year ago. So yeah, like I don't know how to do this because I've never done it before by myself. Obviously, I'm on I'm Ryan, I'm literally just using YouTube's live streaming platform. That's it. And I'm using a Logitech Brio webcam, which also has a microphone. So that's why I'm not using this. Because this has it's a gaming headset, so it's got the microphone. But I'm not listening to anybody, so I don't need to hear what I don't need to wear them. Full disclosure on that, the reason why you see me wearing headphones and stuff all the time is not just because I'm in like an open setting. This is my living room. I'm not in like a bedroom or anything. I'm fully, I was going to say this at the beginning of the stream. I was fully expecting the phone to ring, which it's doing right now. I was fully expecting the bell to ring. I'm fully expecting all these things to go wrong because this is the first time that I decided to do that. I don't normally get phone calls this early. But right now, I'm getting a phone call because that's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. Uh, yeah, so I'll get back to that in a moment. I'm not going to be on here very long anyway. It's already been 5 minutes. Yeah, exactly. I was just watching his coexisting stream on Friday, and he got like 3 phone calls. It's funny. Um, so yeah, the reason why I decided to do this, as I said, is because I am not comfortable with being uncomfortable, and that's a problem because a lot of things in life make you uncomfortable, and you just got to go with the flow of life, right? Um, Funny thing is, I have an unf. I'm not going to say the word itself because why do that to my first live stream? An unf yourself calendar that I have been using since the beginning of the year that my partner got me, and right before I hit live, yeah, to go live, I ripped off Saturday, Sundays for the weekend, and this Monday, April 11th, this is what it says. I'm going to read it to you. Most of the great things you have done with your life included some level of discomfort, pain, or pressure. That's just how it is. That I ripped off and read after posting on Twitter that I was going to go live today for the first time. So, isn't it interesting how it's got kind of the same message of what life is? Most of the great things you've done with your life included some level of discomfort, pain, or pressure. That's extremely true. It really is. And that's why, as you saw this morning, if you went on my Twitter at Big Money Drew, you saw that I posted that something that I wanted to do for years. I've been following the account on Twitter for years. I've heard so many stories. I've seen videos about how this has impacted people's lives. I'm doing DDP yoga. I haven't done it yet. But I decided, hey, do it. Why not? I've been uncomfortable with my appearance for a long time. I'm self-conscious. Big old scaredy cat, as I said in the beginning of the stream. And I just want to take a leap, do something different. Like this. This is something different. So I decided to do it. DDP yoga, I wasn't watching WCW back then, so DDP is not like a favorite wrestler of mine, or like I haven't even really watched that many matches of his, to be honest. But he seems like a genuine person. He helped Jake the Snake get healthy, and that was really how I found out about this program for the first time. It was really cool to see that. It was really awesome to see how that was influential for Jake Roberts, and it was really awesome to see that. And I know it's helped so many other people. I don't remember the name of the person. The video I've seen a couple of times when DDP was on Joe Rogan's show, and they showed that video, that like 9 or 10 minute video of this incredible like parachuter, I believe, who had crutches and wasn't going to walk really on his own ever again without those crutches. And then at the end of the video, he's sprinting. He can stand on his head, and he doesn't need those crutches anymore. It's really incredible. And Ryan, actually, you just said that you did DDP yoga for a while, so there you go, and you loved it. That's what I see from people. People go in there and they start the program and they love it. So I'm glad. I'm glad, Ryan, that it worked for you, but you stopped, and that's a problem. You shouldn't stop. But I understand, life stuff and anxieties and all that stuff. I totally understand that because I'm a big old scaredy cat. Oh, I didn't know that Kate Hensler was a huge advocate of DDP. That's interesting. I got to talk to her about it. Um, yeah, so okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely talk to her about it. Thank you, Ryan. Um, yeah, I had no idea that she had even done DDP yoga. Um, yeah, so that's why I decided to do this. The other reason I decided to do this live stream was because, as you saw in the title, WrestleMania weekend was 2 weekends ago now, since it's technically the second weekend since then, and I was on the Fightful Overbooked live streams with Joe Pearl and Cher Delaware and Jussie and Jeff. Jeff Hawkins popped in. Um, Luis Polito popped in as well. The Fightful community is a wonderful community. It really is. Um, as is the branched out Sour Grap Society of Kate and Alex Pulowski is. It's really awesome, and it's something I've been part of for a while now. Um, and just it's really great, and it's what's made social media uh, bearable because boy, social media is just not bearable these days. Um, and yeah, so I was on the watch alongs for WrestleMania night one and night two. We were gonna have a stand and deliver NXT stand and deliver watch along, but it didn't end up panning out. It didn't really make sense to do that anyway. But the really cool thing about that weekend was that I took it upon myself to do something unusual as well. It's kind of like what started this whole pushing myself. Um, Typically for WrestleMania weekends, and I mean, there hasn't really been a true WrestleMania weekend for the past couple of years because of the pandemic. So I decided, you know what? There's a bunch of GCW shows now, and the ROH Supercard of Honor, besides the stuff on TV and WrestleMania. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch some stuff. I'm gonna like kind of get into it, and it was interesting because that was really cool to do. And if you know me from like when I was doing this earlier this year, or I'm sorry, earlier last year, because it's actually been quite a while since I did this by myself. I used to do big money talks and just me by myself doing this, but it was pre-recorded. It wasn't live. Um, and before that, I had my own wrestling website many moons ago called Smart City. I did with a couple of friends from another website, Cage Side Seats, uh, that I used to work on last year. I worked on Cage Side Seats, covering WWE, Raw, SmackDown, and the main roster pay-per-views. So I don't know if you know me from there. You might not, probably not. I wouldn't imagine so, because I've really had more of an online presence from Fightful but yeah. So anyway, the reason why I was saying that is I'm not accustomed to doing these live. Um, yeah, Ryan. That was me doing the recaps of Raw, SmackDown, and the pay-per-views on Cage Side Seats. Um, And thank you, Ryan, by the way. I just want to say, it's cool that you're in here, like, doing that, because it's kind of helpful for me, as a first, really for my first time doing something like this. So I really appreciate that. Um, I just lost my train of thought. It's live, pal. I have my Twitter open on my other screen, and I see 12 notifications right now. That's a little weird. I don't know why. So yeah. So I watched GCW shows. I watched the Collective, not the Collective. That was a whole group of things. I watched Joey Janela's Spring Break 1 and 2, and I watched Effie's Big Gay Brunch, and I watched from Friday night all the way to Sunday night, WrestleMania night 2. I watched. Um, I didn't watch SmackDown. I think I watched Rampage. Yes, I did. I watched Rampage. I watched Supercard of Honor after that. Or oh, you know what? No, I didn't watch Rampage because Rampage and Supercard of Honor were on at the same time. So I watched Supercard of Honor. That was the first show. Then I watched Joey Janela's Spring Break Night 1 because that was really special because that was I really only watched that for the Cluster F match because I knew that Sean Rossap was going to be in it. So, you know, I had to watch that because that was just too much fun. And then I also watched Joey Janela's Spring Break Part 2 the second night, the second day. That was on Saturday. And I watched NXT Stand and Deliver before that. Thank you, Throwback. Drew. I watched Stand and Deliver, which actually wasn't a bad show, but I'm gonna get into why that really pissed me off in a little bit. And then Joey Janela's Spring Break 2, and then WrestleMania Night 1. And then WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday. So that was about 6 or 7 shows that I decided to watch. It was very interesting because also I was doing not only was I doing the watch-alongs for WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2, but I also was but participating in the live chat as the mod, one of the mods for Fightful's YouTube channel. And those went pretty long with Sean and with Jeff Hawkins. So it was interesting because I hadn't really stayed up late like that for a little while. So watching all of these shows and then being in the live chat for the review shows afterwards, it took a toll on my body, to be honest with you, because I'm 30 years old. I'm going to be 31 next month. And I wasn't ever necessarily an all-nighter type of a person, staying up all night. But I usually would go to bed kind of late, kind of like around 2 o'clock or so. So for WrestleMania weekend, I'm thinking, hey, I hadn't gone to bed that late in a while, probably for at least a month. But I just, yes, I am a child. I do agree with you. I'm not laughing. Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of a baby still a little bit, but I don't consider myself that much. But yeah, so I tend to usually be in bed by like 12:30. Maybe I won't fall asleep until 1 o'clock, but So yeah, so by 12:30, I'm already kind of laying down in bed. But this past weekend, that weekend, that WrestleMania weekend, I wasn't going to bed until like 3 in the morning, and I didn't really feel it until Monday when I had to go back to work. Uh, I could not really recover from being uh, a night owl more so than I usually am on Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday night. I didn't really recover from that for a couple of days because I felt like a zombie, to be honest with you. I really did. It was fun though. I mean, it's not. I no, I don't regret it, honestly. I don't regret it because I was trying to stay hydrated and eat well to the best of my ability. I didn't really eat well, though, to be honest with you. I actually, I had these because I'm vegetarian for the most part. Um, yeah, I don't always stick to that, but I had these I had bought on Friday when I went out shopping. And, I had like some other candy and stuff. But, I tried to drink my water as best as I can. Best to stay hydrated. I know that. Um, but I just don't have my mind, as you've seen kind of the theme of the stream. Oh, I rhymed. Um, I don't tend to take care of myself that well. And that's why I kind of found myself, I have said this on Twitter, so it's already out there. It's not like it's new information. I mean, if there's somebody who doesn't follow me on Twitter that sees this is going to be a surprise to you. Or if you don't know me like personally, and even then, I didn't really tell everybody. But 2 months ago, February 1st, I ended up fainting, and then I went to the doctor, and they told me I had to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital, ended up staying overnight because, according to them, I was dehydrated to a point where I needed IV, and that was just really strange to me because it's not like I don't drink water. Maybe I don't drink as much as I should, but I don't not drink water. So dehydrated. How would I be dehydrated? You know. This is a 32-ounce bottle, by the way. Uh, I know that like the recommended thing is like a gallon a day. Of course, that makes me bounce back and forth with the amount of water that I drink every day. So when I would go to drink water, it's not typically like the time, I'm not drinking on like a schedule or anything like that. I just drink whenever I drink. And a lot of times it's not as much as I should. So, I came out of the hospital the next day and I had a heart monitor on for 14 days. That was not fun because showering with that was horrible. I wasn't really able to do it that well. I was really just like showering lower and washing my hair in the sink because I didn't want to like get it wet or anything like that. So, but yeah, so I've since found out I'm fine. I don't have like any underlying heart issues, or I don't have like a blocked artery or something like that. Um, but it was very scary for me, and I decided, I got to kind of start doing things that I need to do for myself. And it took me a little while because, of course, I go, as people tend to do, you kind of get in your head and you're like, yeah, I want to make this change and I want to do this. And then maybe you even start to make that change, and then you don't. You stop. Like Ryan said earlier, he started DDP Yoga, and then he stopped because he said, because I'm an idiot. Ryan called himself an idiot. I'm not calling him an idiot. But it's yeah, Iron Man, true. That's right, throwback. So yeah, so I decided take a leap. Finally, it took me to get to a pretty low point in my life to want to do that. And maybe I'll get into other personal stories and stuff. That's not what I want to do right now for the first stream. It's been a long, long, long time coming, honestly. And I have not done it yet. I haven't started DDP Yoga yet. I'm actually going to start as soon as I get off the stream because we've been doing this for 26 minutes, literally as of right now. And I have to get to work by like 2 o'clock. And it's already 10:30. So I want to kind of like prepare and get a feel for the app. I kind of already went through it last night when I purchased it. And I saw week one as like a guide, day one for week one, which is today. I did that purposefully too. I got it on early Monday morning so this way I could start on Monday. So I'm gonna go through it and see how that is as soon as I end the stream. But yeah, so like going back to the WrestleMania weekend thing, that was really fun to do because I had never actually participated in a WrestleMania weekend like that before, watching other shows besides WrestleMania. I really enjoyed Supercard of Honor, seeing Samoa Joe come out. Man, that was really special. I loved Jonathan Gresham, and that he is really, really special. I actually got to see him live one time at Progress NYC 2 when Progress came to town the second time. I also went to Progress NYC 1. He faced Santana and Ortiz. He faced Santana and Ortiz, LAX at the time. And Jonathan Gresham was with Chris Brooks of CCK. Now, I believe it was CCK? I think that's what they were calling themselves at the time. And I forgot, I don't remember the name of his tag team partner, but he was injured at the time. So Jonathan Gresham filled in. He's really special. He's a really great wrestler. And I actually highly suggest, before seeing FTR versus the Briscoes, who I had never seen before, the Briscoes. I know they have like a history and they've tried to make amends for that. I'm not going to get into that right now. That's for another time. But that was a really great match. One of the best tag team matches I've ever seen. As was the one with FTR on this past Wednesday on Dynamite with the Young Bucks. But yeah, like Willow, I also saw from Supercard of Honor for the first time, and then she was also on Rampage this past Friday. I really, really enjoyed watching her. That was really cool. I'm a fan. I followed her on Twitter, and I really enjoyed watching her wrestle. Mercedes Martinez on Supercard of Honor. Yeah, so it was that was a really fun show, and seeing Samoa Joe come out, that was amazing. And then WrestleMania, well, NXT Stand and Deliver was a really great show as well. Lots of great wrestling, honestly. The ladder match for the North American title. That was something, and I'm glad Cameron Grimes won that. I love Carmelo Hayes. I hope really great things happen for him. I really do. Cameron Grimes was an amazing win. While I don't like Grayson Waller's character, I really commend him for doing that dive off of the ladder that everyone was concerned about him for. And yeah, I mean, it was a really fun match. The you know, the tag team match happened, and MSK won. I'm sure we all know things that have happened since then, so we're not going to get into that. It was a fun show, and I'm not like really remembering everything that was on the show because it was already over a week ago, and so much other stuff has happened. So, but it was a really good show, and unfortunately, it seemed like not a lot of things mattered coming out of that show. We'll get to that in a moment. WrestleMania Night 1, obviously the big thing, well, two big things were a special return and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that special return, of course, ended up being Cody Rhodes. I was really excited to see Cody come out and see, was he going to have smoke and mirrors? Was he going to be like old WWE Cody Rhodes? And he ended up not being old WWE Cody Rhodes. Far from it. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes with the same music and the same wardrobe as AEW. It was really cool to see. And then Stone Cold having the KO show appearance, which then ended up turning into a match. Really special. And then night 2, I was really interested in seeing how Pat McAfee was going to do, and he did great. I love Pat McAfee so much. And then Vince McMahon having a surprise match, which wasn't like that much of a surprise because it had been kind of reported before WrestleMania, like in the weeks leading up to it, that Vince McMahon, it was rumored that he was like going to have a match at WrestleMania, but nobody really thought about it. And then they did the Austin Theory thing. So, but then Vince McMahon ended up having a match too, and that was wild. And his Stone Cold Stunner cell has been going around. That was something. But yeah, I mean, so WrestleMania weekend, it was taxing on my body, as if I had gone and done it myself. But I was sitting here the whole time. It was funny, interesting. And then, Raw After Mania happened, and that wasn't the greatest Raw After Mania, was it? I did not like it very much. It was actually pretty much a downer. It was a pretty big downer, honestly. And even the crowd wasn't that into it. It was sad. It was just not like the Raw after WrestleMania that we're so accustomed to coming out of the pandemic, because the past 2 years we didn't have a Raw after WrestleMania. So yeah, I mean, it was fun though. The Ezekiel debuted. Veer came finally, and yeah, it was those were really the only two noteworthy things to come out of the Raw After Mania, except for Cody's promo where he said he wanted to go for the WWE title because it really was never something that he had achieved before in his career. And he had wanted to win it and present it to his father. Unfortunately, he passed away. But now it's not really just about that. Now it's about him and what he wants to do. So, I mean, it was a good promo. A lot of people are saying, like, oh, it's, his typical, like, AEW style promo. But I didn't really mind it that much. So, I thought it was pretty good. And then Roman came out at the end to tell us to watch SmackDown to see what was going to happen. And SmackDown came, and really, he just said that the Usos were going to go and try and unify the men's tag team titles. I'm not against it, honestly. I wasn't against Roman unifying the WWE and Universal Championship. As you've seen, there's a Universal Championship right above my shoulder there that I bought for my 30th birthday. And, I wasn't really against it. I'm not really against the Bloodline as a unit having a lot of titles. I think that team just looks incredible. I mean, as you see, I'm a Roman Reigns fan, which is why I bought a lot of Roman Reigns things. And if you know me from over, about almost a full year ago, I had that title and a kind of a Roman Reigns type of an ego, calling myself the head of the table of throwbacks, Wicked Crazy Pinfalls show, which I'm a part of, doing a tournament for the Wicked Crazy Pinfalls title that Throwback commissioned, which looks really nice, and I thank him very much for doing that. Yeah, that's the empty. Well, this slot is not empty. It has this weird heart-shaped marble-looking thing, but that's going to be another title when I get the Wicked Crazy Pinfalls title. I'm a big fan of Roman Reigns. I was somebody who was a detractor back then when he was being shoved down our throats and, all that stuff. But I really am enjoying this now. It got a little stale, like it, as most things do. Not everything is amazing all the time. AEW started out great. I felt like there was a little bit of a lull in between. Now it's really picking up steam, and yeah. So I'm very much into Roman Reigns stuff right now. I was really happy that Brock came back, and he was like this totally different Brock that I'd never witnessed before, and I got to see in person because I went to SmackDown at the Barclays Center a couple of weeks ago. That was really special to be part of the Roman Reigns entrance and hearing Brock's music and Sasha Banks and Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, the Rick Boogs and Nakamura pairing. I hope Rick Boogs gets, better soon. I know it's going to take a little while with the injury that he got. But yeah, that whole experience was really fun. But I'm really into Roman Reigns and what he's doing right now. So it just, also helps that he's an incredibly attractive man. Incredibly attractive. But I digress. Anyway, so yeah, there's my cat. He's making an appearance now. I thought he was going to kind of like want to jump up on me or something like he usually likes doing when I'm on camera. But yeah, so we're almost at the 40-minute mark. I'm going to end it. Because I want to start into DDPYoga. You're a great friend too, Throwback. Thank you very much. We're at the 39-minute mark, and for this last minute, I just want to say, I don't know what's going to come of this. I'm going to try and do these every Monday. Maybe I will do another one. I kind of liked doing like a mental health thing. Maybe do like a mental health Monday type of a thing, and if there's a pay-per-view over the weekend, I'll cover the pay-per-view. I want to kind of like get into Streamlabs and get my own thing going there. So I'm gonna see. You follow me on Twitter at Big Money Drew, and I'll post about this stuff, and because I kind of want to get into this again. So that's gonna be it for now. I want to end it right at the 40-minute mark. Thank you for coming, Ryan, Throwback, anybody who's watched, like, and subscribe.